Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It is time for yet another qualification series out of Acropolis number 2, Gauntlet Stage B. Who's going to make it to battlements between these two Zerg players? We've got Art of Turtle versus Kenoli, a top 1 seed versus a top 10 seed. That's a little different than what we normally see. Kenoli completing the upset over Hepsea 2-0. Can you believe it? Well, here to help me break things down is Nebline. How are you, sir?
I'm good, man. Who is this guy, Kenoli, though? Not sure I've heard the name before. I've just come back from Japan. I wasn't really keeping up with stuff for 3 weeks, and then it's just like, oh, this guy Kenoli apparently has been tearing through people 2-0'd Hepsea. What's going on?
Yep. So very surprising, very shocking. But he did a lot of grinding, you see. He also 2-0'd Smarty Cakes in the one of the opening matches of Gauntlet Stage A. So he went through a few places. He did a few things. Now coming up against Art of Turtle. This is a very interesting matchup because, again, we mentioned it in the Art of Turtle versus the Night Fox series. This lower qualification match, Art of Turtle still recovering from a shoulder injury and also played a little bit of a Brood War match, I think BWCL or something like that. It's a clan league, I believe. So he's been gunning it with that. And so he just gets off of that. He goes straight into this series, and we have our veto here for us. So this is going to be a situation where Check Stealer still gets banned, but it's a little bit later on in the veto this time. Genesis Y. The first band. Spinaltap selected by Art of Turtle. We saw that map in ZVT, actually. Jack Yelengsky versus Shopkeeper Dog. I was really surprised that Dog decided to go for a defensive build on that map since he is so advantaged when it comes to the early game. But we have Kenoli here picking Demilune. Seems like a comfort pick for a lot of people. It does get played a lot. Then we have, it's funny, Muspelheim gets banned by Kenoli, and then Checkstealer gets banned by Art of Turtle. That to me is so funny because those are maps that Zerg is the most comfortable on in the non-mirror matches. It seems like neither of them want to deal with the shenanigans of those maps. So Rage Slave, the other ban, that leaves us with Near Impact, Blackwater Bastion, and then Decapitation. We might actually get to see Decapitation. I haven't been able to see it in a cast yet, so that'll be pretty fun. But this is also a rare Blackwater Bastion appearance. We don't normally see that. What are your thoughts on this veto?
Well, I definitely want to see Decapitation because I was the one who wanted that boarded. So I would love to see an official match on it. We have seen, I think, one before in the earlier series. So I'm very, very keen on that. It is interesting, like you say, that they banned Muspelheim and Genesis Y. But, both of them have that aspect where you have your part of the map that you can sort of easily defend, but going out on the rest of it is kind of unpleasant. So I can't really blame either player for that in either case. And to be honest, Muspelheim I find just quite unpleasant to play in general because you're there in your natural, but the rest of the map's pretty wide open. So you sort of are going from too small an area to too big an area, right? Rage Slave is the kind of thing you ban when you don't want random army movements to screw you over. You don't want to be like, oh, well, I moved my army this way, he moved army that way, and now he's in my base. You don't want that to happen to you. So I would say that shows some confidence from Kenoli that he banned the two sort of, unusual-ish maps. Obviously, Check Stealer and Spinaltap also, I would say, are quite unusual maps, and Spinaltap made it in. But you've only got so many bans,
That's right. And apparently AOT feels confident enough in Spinaltap to pick it. He did play versus Hit-em-Up's Protoss a number of times on this very map, so maybe he has a little bit of familiarity there. I say, with all that said, it is worth pointing out, I am a liar. We did see Decapitation. Mystery Me versus Jack Yelengsky. It was a map that Mystery Me ended up picking and winning. So I have seen it in a cast. But you know what? Not a qualification cast, so it's still exciting. Are you ready to get into Spinaltap, sir?
I am ready.
Let's go. It's going to be an interesting two-spawn map to start us off. ZVZ can be very knife's edge, very, knife fight in a phone booth as it's been described in the past. Art of Turtle in the bottom left. Ooh, this color is so difficult to guess. It's not mahogany, though. It's going to be chestnut. Oh, I'm good. Kenoli. Well, he's the pumpkin Zerg. He's always pumpkin. He likes pumpkin.
I hate pumpkin, as in the vegetable.
Yeah. Not as much of a fan. Well, I will say, both players getting gas. This will be a Larvosk opener for both of them.
Well, we saw in that other series that AOT is just a Larvosk kind of opening man, and he doesn't really deviate from that. It may well be the best opening. We saw Night Fox try the early pool, but it didn't really accomplish very much. So, Art of Turtle might just hit the best build. I can't really say anything when I was just doing 7 pool literally every game the other time I was playing so.
There it is. Well, Kenoli looks like he's going to be going for a more worker-heavy opener here because you will see that his pool is going to be 1 Drolith later. It's worth pointing out that, remember, the Night Fox ends up 3-1ing AOT in the upper bracket to qualify to his first ever Acropolis. AOT now up against the Night Fox's practice partner, Kenoli, the man who has been grinding against the Night Fox for so many times. They did a bunch of matches across the Night Fox playing all the races, Kenoli just playing Zerg. And indeed, since the Night Fox is playing Zerg, now as his race of choice and the race that he qualifies is, he will, of course, have played so many ZVZs now. And again, that bold proclamation from the Night Fox that Kenoli and I have solved the ZVZ meta. While he was good for it when it came to his series, we'll see if Kenoli can take to the same punch. I do feel like, mechanically speaking, he's not necessarily the strongest player. So that'll be an interesting thing to see if that deviates.
Well, it's interesting what you say, because it was the Night Fox that knocked Kenoli down in Gauntlet A.
That's right.
When Night Fox was playing Terran, indeed. So,
yeah.
It's interesting that he sort of like trained him up and then had to take him down.
That's right. Yeah, they were literally playing for like 8 hours before that series, so that was even funnier.
God, really?
Yeah.
Oh my god. Dude,
and then
brutal.
Yeah, Fox was like, Kenoli, even though I just spanked you as Protoss, this series is gonna be difficult. Something like they had like some pre-match speech to give him. It's pretty funny.
That is pretty amazing. Well, like I was talking about just before, like I don't really know Kenoli very well, but he's certainly come through and sort of made a name for himself so far.
Yep, I would say so.
He did just in Gauntlet A as well, like I just mentioned. Took out Smarty in that one, I believe, which is a pretty good pick. But Smarty's a pretty well-established player. He's been very strong leading up to these gauntlets as well. Now, what's he doing with these quads? I guess he was looking for the hidden scout.
Yes.
But there is none.
That's a cute move from AOT.
Yeah, and he's going to get the Hatteros down first. Now, we can see the parallel here, right? It's the third production structure for both of them. Lavos versus Hatteros, but Arturtle's going to follow up with another Lavos pretty soon, it seems like. This will be an advantage for AOT if Kenoli doesn't throw his own Hatteros down soon. I mean, if he throws it down in just a minute here, I would say, like, it doesn't really matter. It's going to even out pretty well.
Yeah.
And this Lavos coming up, I mean, I'm not sure what Kenoli's doing different in his build. I guess he's making more Quasilisks.
He's got way more units. He's down 5 workers right now, so he's looking to overwhelm in the first game, and that is something that AOT's a little bit vulnerable for. Remember, his Lavos is only about halfway done, so... He's actually keeping a lot of Quas back, though. He's a little bit paranoid about maybe a fly-in or a run-in, not necessarily wanting to move across the map with his whole army. And some of his Zets are going to get cleaned up here by the Quas that are standing guard by AOT.
This is the problem here in this matchup, is the Zefs, like, if they don't get the right engagement against Quas, they do literally nothing. They die so fast. Look at that. He cancels the Hatteros. He figures he can't defend this. Now, I think that is a clear mistake, because the Hatteros is so tanky. It can survive for a long time. He even throws down Circus, or presumably to be Circus. So I think this is a clear overreaction by Arturtle. In fact, now he's going to come straight in here. So the Hatteros would have at least bought him some time, maybe. But now this looks very dangerous. If he kills those Lavos, the game is all but over. He's going to go for them.
Yep, that's right. He picks the first. Now he has to fall back. The Quas account's starting to equalize here in favor of AOT based on the close proximity. He's going to try to stab out here, just using a ball-up strategy, and he's going to pick a few on the way out.
I mean, I guess he figures he's done enough, because he cancelled the Hatteros, made him make 2 Circuits, and killed Lavos. I mean, that's pretty huge. Although, massive bank for both players right now. The macro just completely falling apart right here. Especially Kenoli, I feel like he should have been trying to take an expansion behind this, knowing that he's pushed his opponent all the way back. But now AOT's going to get back on track, still with the faster expansion here. And Kenoli with only 13 draw going straight for 10 Dwarves. I mean, okay, they're not the best unit against Quads, but when you got that many of them, what is going to stop them exactly? And they're pretty good against Circus, too.
He's got way more Zets coming in behind that as well. He has a worker on location ready to expand when he gets enough money.
Well, he's finally spent all his money. I guess that's what he was saving it for. Oh, there's so many more Quads, though, and Quads is just what you need here. I think Arturtle might be able to hold this. Needs to be careful that he's in a good position. Oh, let's see. Here we go.
Yeah,
the Dwarves running in, getting hit.
They regress back into the Zets immediately. Yeah, I don't know about this fight, but you can see Arturtle doesn't know either. He's now getting heckled out, and he might have to cancel that hatch yet again, but Kenoli not even going to go for it. Mostly of his units still fighting against the military. Remember, the Vorvs will apply that ensnare onto structures. If they get onto the circuit, that's going to reduce their DPS quite a bit, but doesn't look like it's to be, as the Quas try to shark on into the right-hand side.
Yeah, a bit of a mistake to run into the main, I think. I think killing the natural would just been a way better move, because clearly you're not going to get anything done against these Circus. It does take down another Lavos, but I don't think it's going to matter as much at this point. He's already got another one on the way. The Hatteros does finish, and now I feel like all of Kenoli's plays are over, and he's 1 draw left up with, like, the same amount of production structures. So I guess the game's equalizing there. So you can say, the first cancel was pretty good for Kenoli, but Arturtle's coming back a bit now.
Yep, I would say so. And, the longer the game is going to go on, the more I'm going to favor AOT based on his experience with RTS games, the fact that he's played a lot of Brood War, has a deep knowledge of the game and how it works, and has been grinding a lot of Cosmonarchy to boot. So You know, he's definitely going to feel pretty comfortable here. It won't be over and done with super fast. And the hatch now finishing on Kenoli's side. Can transfer a few workers down there and start another round of 7. So this will be the point where if AOT doesn't start to take the aggressive move, that is going to result in Kenoli stretching ahead economically speaking. And he is a rare Zerg player that will do a 2-base tier 2. Like, that is not out of the question here.
I think it can be useful sometimes, mostly only in Zerg. I would not really favor it, especially against Terran. But look at this overlap. It's got a K-Grunt.
Yes.
Is he going to make a Larvosk? I wonder. Because you could drop it in the corner of the space, make a Larvosk, build a bunch of Zephyrs, and then boom, you go and snipe everything. Kenoli keeping the pressure up front, but he's outnumbered. He actually has to be careful here. In fact, way outnumbered. Kenoli really not spending his money, and there's no circus for him at home except in the main. Not really sure what he's waiting for. He's making a bunch of naffs, but I don't think that's going to help him. I mean, if AOT just attacks across, I think he has an easy win here.
It could very well be the case, right? I mean, you can't worry about, you know, your main base when you don't even have any defenses at your natural. He's going to try to hold the middle, but that's not where AOT is going. Remember, there's all these like small little lanes here, these little sublets that you can go through on the ramps.
Sorry, K-Grunts, but it's too late. And it looks like it's going to be a Circuff in the main. No, it doesn't look like it's going to be a Larvosk. And, you know, if he doesn't notice, they could do some damage. Doesn't look like he noticed it. Oh, he looks at it now. He sees it now.
Yeah, he saw it now.
Cosmos can't really handle that. Oh, AOT getting distracted by the army in the center, which honestly might be a mistake. He might have been better off just ignoring it. But he's going to clean it up. Nafrical is going across for the counter, but there's a bunch of Causeless already defending. Okay, the Causeless were equal to the task of taking out the Circuff, I suppose. They're not that bad. But Kenoli needs to spam out a bunch of Causeless to defend right now, because there's a massive army coming right for him. 2 Circuffs is very strong against Causeless alone. But does he really have enough? He's making a whole bunch more K-Grunts. Very smart move here. Kenoli realizes the game situation perfectly well. But can his Nafrical get the damage you need? You know what? I'm going to go ahead and say no.
There's 33 quads and counting in the main base. That's not going to be something that Kenoli can deal with. His Nafrical is just getting shredded. He still has 8 of them. A big investment from him. Forces a burrow much faster from AOT this time around. And it does also disrupt the attack into the natural there. Remember, worker count still in favor of Kenoli despite all of the static defense made.
Dude, this is a tense game.
I know, yeah.
Very tense game.
What a game one.
Yeah, oh my god. Alright, Hydra up for AOT though. With this like Quas count, if you can just get out like, you know, 10, 20 Hydras behind it, he'll have a devastating force. And he will be able to punch through Circus with that. I'm not really sure what Kenoli's plan is here now. He's adding more Larvos, which is always good. He's still running a lot of gas. It looks like he's thinking of making more naffs. You know what? AOT making the naffs now, which is interesting. I guess most of Kenoli's were lost, so he doesn't have an air force to counter. He's not keeping defenses unlike AOT. No Spraves, of course.
What a ridiculous military count we're seeing out of both players, but AOT definitely decidedly ahead. He's got a bunch of Nats hatching meanwhile, and a ski-back scab on the way, so he will be able to get back to Lusks out. Look at the Quaz count. It is enormous. This reminded me of back in the day, but when they even before they had the new model and everything, we saw Keen make like 100, and he still didn't win with them. So
wasn't that game on Highwater where both players made like 200?
There was a match there, yeah. That looks very favorable for AOT as he cuts out the middleman there.
He has so many naffs, I don't know what he's going to use them for, but there's no anti-air defense. Your own naffs aren't going to do the job. You know, it wouldn't be a bad thing if he killed that Circuff and turned it into a Sprite, but I guess he doesn't know this is coming. Hydra of Kenoli's own going down now. Still no Hydra units actually being made by AOT. I wonder if Skiffs can actually help the fight. If it's Quaz v Quaz, like Skiffs going to be long enough range to sort of join that, or they just get killed? Oh my god, there's so many Quaz.
You know, right now, the way that I'm seeing, one Quaz that was at 9 o'clock did scout the Nath, so at this point Kenoli knows what's up, but he's pulling most of his Quaz away. Remember, the ground attack can still come in, and even though he's got 3 circuits here, I mean, the Quaz are going to be able to crush that through. There's like 60 Quaz, 63 Quaz right now on the front
He's
lines.
waiting for his Hydra, but this might be a critical mistake. It takes too long. If he morphed a bunch of Quaz right now, I'd say he could survive, but as is, he's going to get crushed in the front, it looks like. In fact, will the Naps even go to the base? Oh, they're going to get hit in the main, but they immediately turn back. They're going to go to the natural. It looks favorable for Kenoli so far, but the Naps are going to make a huge difference.
Oh no, Kenoli's own Nat's going to come on in here and get absolutely shredded. Just trying to buy time as a remorph. It is attempted by that top Circuff. It's about halfway done, but it's losing so much HP.
So bad against Circuffs.
They're trying, but here comes AOT to finish the job on that bottom one. That's going to be a nice and easy stomp.
Yeah, Naps are very good against Circuffs, on the other hand.
Yes, well, there's 12 Hydras being made right now, but it's not going to be nearly enough right now. It just does not seem possible.
Well,
he's going to end up losing the whole natural.
if he can just stay alive, he has a lot of money in the bank to spam a lot of Hydras out and try and counterattack. And AOT's trying to back up with Zephs. Oh, but look at this. AOT's own Hydras. But Kenoli's Hydras just popped out. There's a lot of Naps, though. And the Hydra's not as efficient against the Naps as the Quads are. Looks like they're doing a lot of damage, though.
Oh, he's trying his best. He's trying his best. He has conceded the natural. Everything there destroyed. Bactalisk's not quite finished yet. Only about 3/4 of the way there. He's going to go ahead and for the engage. Yeah, that's got to be it. GG's called. The Bactalisk's not even necessary for the matchup, and that will be it, as AOT will take the first match.
Absolutely terrifying, to be honest. Just the hordes.
I know. Listen, I'm a fan of. I feel like all of the mirrors have their own like unique calling card. Where TVT is usually like a game of slow positional play, right? And then PvP is like just. I mean, honestly, PvP feels like utter chaos sometimes. But then ZVZ is like perhaps that even more so, but with the much higher body count. Much higher body count.
Yeah.
So.
I was just looking at that natural near the end and thinking, my God, like 200 units have died in here.
Yeah, no kidding. Between the Naths and the Quas, Hydra's popping out.
That was so many Naths too. Dude, you could see like it looked like Kenoli was going to hold just because the Quas are so bad at attacking those circuits, but the Naths came in and like one-shot it.
Yeah, they swooped in, and one of them was already really low. The other one wasn't even done mutating, and so it was not good for Kenoli, that's for sure. We're going to go into Demilune, his map pick, game number 2 here. See if he can slap back immediately, or if he is going to go down to series point here in favor of Art of Turtle. That is what is on the line. Another 2-spawn map as Art of Turtle, the green Zerg in the bottom right, steps to Kenoli, the pumpkin Zerg in the top left.
Have we ever seen the Scorcher first Quas matchup?
Oh my God! Do you have a wish for ketchup, sir? That's a ketchup army right there, just getting splattered by the
Quas
Scorcher.
corpses aren't that juicy, you know. They're kind of dry.
That's true. They're not
like,
the
Hydras are pretty juicy. Zerglings just freaking pop into blood everywhere, you know.
Little giblets, yeah.
Yeah. Ultralisk pretty juicy. Ultra cores, I should say. What else is there? I'm trying to think of other corpses.
There's a new one for the Ovalef, but it's not. It's more like massive. You know what I mean? Like not that much blood. I mean, there's blood, but the ratio is not like overwhelmingly blood to.
Isn't that thing meant to be like a balloon notion and pop?
I don't know. I feel like it's mostly filled with like gas or whatever, and not blood.
Kenoli once again going with the economical build. But yeah, if it's filled with gas, let the gas explode out. You know.
Yeah. Sprays it out everywhere. We obviously need
I just
like
want
a
to
good
see it being
physics
obliterated. Yeah. But Anti-Kithra, you'll have that kind of thing, right?
Sure, yeah. We'll have all the sorts of live calculating physics, not for any real purpose, just, need those CPU cycles. Workers are going to meet in the middle. They might kiss each other. Yeah.
You're not going to win that 1v1, Kenoli. Get out of there.
Ooh.
No, that's not going to help.
I just like to, I wonder if they just decided to sit there and rock, paper, scissors it or whatever.
Well, AOT got the first hit, so it was already decided, you know?
It was, but I just like the idea of them, like, they're unflinching, like, who's gonna move. Playing chicken, you know?
Yeah, playing chicken.
It's gonna be Zeths, so just one pair. Nothing too crazy for AOT.
I like it. I think it's a very good move just to run across the scout. And look, he sees the later pool, in fact. I really wish he would just come and borrow them. I remember seeing in the Night Fox match that neither player was really taking advantage of having the Zeph side early to borrow them in key positions. So I really want to see AOT do that. I think it would give him a strong advantage. Kenoli, on the other hand, is like, but what if I make 10 Zephs? I'm not really sure what the plan is here. Is he going to catch AOT droning? I think it's unlikely.
Yeah, that's the weird thing, is that the pool was later and the larvae were hanging out, so you know that they could be used for that exact purpose. You know, you're not... I don't think he was... Made. Yeah, I mean, this is very vulnerable. Did he maybe bamboozle AOT a little bit?
Maybe he's droning. Oh my gosh, and see again, if he'd sent out his first 2 Zephs and borrowed them to see what was coming, he would easily deflect this, but as is, he is drolling so hard, he might actually get caught here. Oh, he sees them.
Well, Zets get absolutely shellacked immediately. No. 2 pairs of quads start. No. He's going to cancel that Larvosk, turn it into a circus, but it's not positioned to the greatest of moves.
He's going to kill that Larvosk.
Oh, for 100%. Sure. This is looking very rough for AOT. I think Kenoli just got him. He must have bamboozled them with the eggs or something. Maybe he had like workers started, but then he was going to turn them into something else, canceled the eggs, something like that. Definitely a difficult position here. They're on top of the quads. That's going to be it. Surely AOT is not going to be able to do anything to this. He's going to try to hold with the workers.
He can survive, but it ain't going to be pretty, you know? Well, I say that, but he does clean it up. That said, though, the problem is now he only has the one Hatcherosk.
Yes.
So Kenoli can just come in with the next wave of Quas, and I don't think there's much you can do. In fact, look, this Kenoli's like, hang on, I've got 275 gas. Time to make more.
Time
Oh,
to
he's
make
getting the
a
Nafrog
Vornath.
too.
Yeah.
Sorry, yeah, Vornath. I'm living in the past.
That's all right. I only, they're only the most impossible names, and then I change them too. So.
Yeah, that's right. What are you going to change the straight for left to?
I think it's pretty good. It's pretty descriptive.
Okay. Is it?
Yeah,
Is it?
you know
Right.
exactly. You know exactly what it means.
Definitely. Well, at
This
least
is a really
Cosmos
interesting
is-
situation for AOT to be in, right? Because like he's got to hold versus the fight. Like Kenoli can just basically do whatever he wants here.
What do you try and do on one base here? Look, honestly, in my mind, the best play is to go for Lakisalisk and just try and take 3 bases and drag it out longer. Because even though you're behind, the bigger scale things get, the more opportunities you'll have for A, your opponent to make mistakes, and B, to make moves. So I would just be turtling super hard, I think, is the best move. But that said, of course, anything you do might be predictable, and doing the opposite thing might be the way to go. Now, it looks like Kenoli, he's going to go for the attack, though, for sure. Bunch of Vorpacors. You have Nafracors coming along as well. And again, we might see that sort of concept where even though they're not the strongest unit, the fact that you can stack them on top of air might be powerful. Will we even get that far? It looks like he's just going to bust right in here, because AOT's once again trying to droll up. Don't think he's going to make it.
Now the Vorps are going to come in for the surround. They are going to disrupt that retreat, and that's going to allow Kenoli's own Quasilisks to make it in. Remember, no static defense being made right now. It's one circuit about halfway complete. It's going to finish as the workers try to drill onto it, but look at his Larvosks getting sniped yet again. Yeah. While the Zets just wreak havoc on the worker line, a couple of workers end up going down. Remember, the 10 Nats are on their way. Every Larvosk destroyed.
Wow, this is just depressing for AOT. It's like, well, come on, man, I just rebuilt those.
Yeah, I know.
I just paid those off.
Yeah, down to 10 workers as well. Yeah, he's going to call GG before the Nats even show up. That's good as you like. Oh, look at that. All right, well, Kenoli's on the board. Kenoli's on the board.
Yeah. Yeah, solid moves. He looked like pretty untouchable that game, to be honest. I mean, to be fair, he did get ahead from like minute 2, so I guess that makes sense. But solid play, punishing AT for not properly scouting, not probably getting those Zefs out on the map.
I would say so, right? We go to Near Impact. This is a map that I know Kenoli has played a lot of, so he should be fairly comfortable on. I don't know if AOT has played that much on it by comparison. Really, AOT was grinding for a bit before the tournament started, but then when the actual qualifiers began, it felt like he mostly just showed up to his officials. So, and you know, he's finding success, right? He is in the end stages of this tournament. As a reminder, whoever loses this match will go on to face the loser of our next qualifying series, which is Jack Yelansky versus Smarty Cakes, a ZVP for you guys. So stay tuned. I hope you guys aren't tired of ZVZ just yet. It's a bloody matchup for sure. We got Zerg all the way down. Classic move. And now we have Art of Turtle as the Vine Green Zerg. Yeah, in the top left. And of course, Kenoli in the bottom right as the Pumpkin Zerg. One of these days, he's going to add Electric Orange and Pumpkin, to his color preferences. They're almost the same color, and it's going to throw me off every time.
Well, I don't really want to use a color preference, but I'm tempted to just devise the most confounding one against you. Like similar colors.
Specifically because of that. Yeah, that could be legit.
I just picked the 2 most similar colors of like every type.
Oh yeah, so then I know it can't be like one or the other, because it could be like you could be rolling like Alice Blue and Maya Blue together, and you know, stupid stuff like that. Well, it's going to be gas for both players, so we know it's going to be Larvosk for both players. So holding true to that opener, Kenoli with a faster scout. So that's where his worker advantage in the early stages of the game is going to go.
All right, well, nothing new from AOT, right? Are we surprised? No. But I guess you could also say the same with Kenoli. He's shooting the same build more economically. I mean, so far it's just giving him an advantage. I suppose these players probably weren't checking the replays between games.
Probably not. Probably not.
Oh, roll of scout though. I guess he figures last time he got kind of harassed. So, oh no, he did draw left scout last time, didn't he? But he left, even seeing all the lava built up. That was a bit of a mistake.
We'll see if Kenoli tries to do the same angle the second game.
Is it worth it to make the K-Grunt behind these minerals here to distract, I wonder? Well, I guess he's not going to do it.
Yeah, there's that one. There's a couple spots you could do that in if you wanted to.
Yeah.
Actually, if you do it behind the middle mineral field, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking, right? And like obviously AOT is going to be able to stop it, but he's going to have to pull quite a bit of drones. So
right, and you can only attack it with one worker on that side anyway. You got to follow all the way around, so that would probably maximally disrupt things. It's going to be 3 pairs of Quas. Kind of reminds me of that game on Genesis Y where the Nightfox had the delayed pool and delayed Larvosk and with like 8 pool or whatever, and went straight into Quas to protect against Zeths, but the slightly slower pool is going to be scouted out here. AOT does like to get his expand up faster than other Zergs, I've noticed. So that's probably going to be something that we saw. We saw that on Spinaltap. We'll probably see it again here.
Yeah, that's interesting because he's not really considered a long-term macro player. Just to say he doesn't have the macro skills, he just doesn't choose to go that way. So I'm intrigued that that's always what it is. Look at this circuit. What's up with that? What is?
Oh, that is a circuit. That is interesting.
Yeah, I'm not really sure what the logic is here. What he's planning. Is he going to be teching in here? Is he going to get a Zorkis or something?
Yeah, if you're going to make a circuit inside your main base and it's not like anti-drop, then you'd want it to be further up towards the ramp. And, then you are going to be doing something on your main base because you wouldn't then expand, right?
What is he doing with gas? Like, he's not throwing down more Lavos because I don't know what we're seeing here.
Yeah, he's only harvesting with 2 workers as well. It's going to be a Vornath. So I guess it's a 1 base Nathracor timing, but it's really curious to me that he's gone for this.
Dude, in all these qualifier matches, the Nathracors have been a popular unit.
That's right. Well, Kenoli did use them versus Hepsea. So, Jack almost won a series with them.
Yeah, so close, so close.
All right, well, there's a double circuit here for AOT, so he's kind of one-upping his opponent in that respect.
Yeah, why? Why? I don't understand. Was the referee for this one DMing them both like, oh shit, watch out, he's coming to attack, better build some defenses, to see what they did? What is this?
Yeah, it's very curious. Very curious.
Well, if Kenoli did make 6 snaps right now, he'll probably have the better of it, but Artiturtle making his own. I guess it's pretty even in that case since they're both just turtled up.
Yeah, AOT has much less workers as well, it has to be said.
True. Well, he will have these nafs out though, and at the very least, he'll be able to get good info with them. I mean, oh wow, a Sprafe going to come up too. What happened to these players on this map, man? They're like, you got a turtle, man. You can't get out there. Oh, baited.
Yeah, he still didn't get close enough to see that there's a bunch of burrowed quads there, which is kind of funny.
Well, not like he was about to attack anyway. AOT really expected the massive ground attack here, man. Even ready with the burrow. Look how many quads he made in here as well. I guess he's going to go for an attack of his own, but a second circuit for Kenoli as well.
Okay, all right. Well, if you get enough Naths and you get enough Quas, you can bust the circuits very easily. We actually saw that on Spinaltap. But a Sprafe is coming up. Double Sprafe coming up to protect this investment.
Surely Kenoli's done make and draw that from one base. Is he really going to go down and build a Hatchros now? Oh, come on, man.
Yep.
This ain't what I want to see, because he's invested so much tech defense up the ramp, and now he's going to make this low ground he can't defend.
He's going to make a 3rd circuit. That's how invested he is in it.
It still doesn't defend that natural, though. I mean, okay, the nafs are going out, and AOT has left his base with everything. He has no Sprafes at home. So, I mean, if this is timed out just right, Kenoli could do massive damage while he defends at home. I think he's got enough defense. I don't think he's in danger of being busted here, but he will lose the natural. There's no way to defend that.
Yeah, both players going for a natural base. There's only workers being made right now for AOT. He is not making any military units.
I do like the Hydra in this situation. I think that's definitely what you need when you're back on one base. Yeah, now look at this. Here come the nafs. I wonder if going for the natural will be worth it, but I guess there's no defenses whatsoever here. Oh no.
Yeah, he's going to go after the Larvosks there. What's he going to do with that? I mean, the Nats have been heckling a little bit. They did pick one of the circuits. They could do another. Instead, they're going to go all the way back home. It's targeting the hatch right now. That's a mistake. You go after the Vornath or you go after the Kagrants, right? I don't think you need to really worry about the hatch.
You get the hatch, though, so is it really a mistake? That's pretty huge, getting that.
Yeah, I could be made to eat my words, but okay, apparently he does. Yeah, he has 12 Naths. I thought it was more comparable. I can't believe it. Yeah, now he's going to kill the Nat. Yeah. Oh, he could go for elimination here, by the way. It's not going to happen. But if he had killed that hatch, that actually would have eliminated him because he has no production.
Yeah, would have been close. Oh, come on, you can fight that. It's 5 vs 12, 5 vs 10. Yeah, here we go.
Yeah, it's over there for Mr. AOT. He's going to have to fall away with 3 wounded Naths.
The only thing worse than Muta vs Muta fights is Nath vs Nath fights. GG VB.
I guess that's near enough the G key that he might have been doing that, but he might. I just interpret that as GG very bad or something. I don't know what the VB would mean.
In Australia, there's the beer Victoria Bitter that is just VB. So obviously he's cracking one of those open.
Yeah, there you go. All right, he's got the brews going. That means that Kenoli is actually on series point, dude. That could really happen.
What was I just saying? If he comes in at the perfect timing, it could be devastating. And well, look what happened.
Look what happened indeed. Well, it's not going to be needing a reverse sweep exactly, but AOT is going to have to score up a match here, a dub on Blackwater Bastion, if we're going to go to yet another Game 5. Remember, Decapitation is there. I want to see Decapitation. It's a cool map, but we got to get through Blackwater first, and it has to be AOT winning it if we want to see that one pop up.
Yeah, so why were they both expecting like a massive attack on the ramp that map? What was I missing there?
I know, yeah.
In the other game.
It's very specific, isn't it? Like, it's oddly specific.
Yeah, like there's some kind of mass hysteria going on that they were affected by.
They just assumed those near impact, right? The asteroids and stuff, they're going to hit me with a bunch of Zerg units. I don't know. Yeah. All right. You know, it's AOT in the top left as the... Ooh, is this Japanese Violet? No, wait. Yeah, it is. Dark Lavender. Okay. It was not Japanese Violet. And, of course, Kenoli, the Pumpkin Zerg. Everybody knows that.
All right. So I do like Blackwater as well, though, for this one, so I'm happy to see that.
Yeah, it's horizontal spawns as well, so this means that airplay is still in the cards.
Well, I will say I think this does tend to a shorter game as well, because this Pivotal 12, one player or another is going to have control of that and just get the advantage from that if the game goes beyond 2 base. So definitely a setup here for another traditional short DVZ, I think. On this 4-player map that could have gone long, I don't think these are the spawns that are going to make it happen.
Yeah, that could very well be the case, because if you think about the base configuration on a vertical spawn, you know, or indeed in cross spawn, the fabled cross spawn, get access to that a little bit more. It's going to be the Larvosk into pool yet again for both players. This time, AOT is going to be the first to scout. Remember, he does not typically go for his scout after the pool, or scout to delay the pool, rather. Scout after Larvosk. He goes straight into that. So,
look at this, though. He's adapting. He's getting the later pool this time. Slightly.
I think that's just because he scouted early, to be honest.
Oh, yeah, maybe. But he's matching Kenoli's build, so all is equal right now, except AOT's not making draw left. There we go.
Needs to get that count up. Scout is going to arrive. I decided to pull some workers with a cheeky little Kagrin gestation.
Have you seen the ASL PvP games where they're both making exactly the same thing? The observer's just like watching one building after other?
Yeah, they're just like clicking on it to make sure that it's like the same progress bar and stuff. 2 workers coming out here for Kenoli.
Is he expecting a 6 pool here? Is that why he's like, oh my god, get away from me? Or
you wouldn't scout with it too, so I don't know. That's interesting. Maybe he does want to get. Well,
you could do scout with a 6 pool, like we saw in who was it? AT versus Night Fox.
You're talking about the one on this map, actually.
Yeah, indeed.
Yeah, and he
scouted. No, wasn't it Paradise? Actually, I'm not sure now. No, it was Paradise. But anyway, I'm not sure why he was so allergic to that scout. This is really costing him a lot of minerals, but whatever. He's going to push it back. And
well, you do. I have seen this specifically from Zerg players. I remember Krankendow doing this a lot. He would actually send out 2 workers in the early game to scout on a 4-spawn map. So this might just be like something that Zergs like to do. But you know,
this is good intel, knowing these Zefs got made. In fact, seeing all those Zefs, that would make me inclined to attack because quads weren't made.
Yeah, you're not going to have any troubles holding, pushing up a ramp or anything. He's going to fall back to his main base area. I hope this second Kagrin doesn't turn into a Circuith.
Oh, yeah, he looks kind of worried. I think you really need to not underestimate quads and how easily they kill Zefs. Yeah, looks like he's going to wait for the Larvosk, so he knows what's up. He knows he can hold this.
There we go, okay. Good to go there. Kenoli is going to go ahead and stuff the attempt from AOT.
AOT has made some savings here, though, in not making the quads. Oh! He almost made it home.
I do like the move, yeah. That's both workers getting killed by AOT. So
that's significant. Look at that. 16 to 12. Oh, 15, I guess it's more something. Both on the back of making Zefs instead of quads and the extra scouts getting killed. Both players going for the Vornaf. Although third, Lava's going to be up much faster here for AOT.
Yeah, looking good for our... I would say it's looking very good for our favorite of the match, who should be able to equalize from this position. I really would be surprised if Kenoli could win. Now, I did say that about the Shopkeeper Dog game.
Well, I wouldn't write off the game just yet.
Yeah.
I do give the advantage to AOT, but I think it's nowhere near decided. Yes, he has the worker advantage, but don't underestimate the Vornaf bust that can happen here with the Vorvricors, the Nafricors, and the quads. It seems to be a thing now.
Yeah, apparently Kenoli really likes it. He was able to make pretty good use of it. He attempted it in game number 1. Obviously was able to ride it to success in recent matches
Well, I like these
so-
scouts. We haven't seen any ninja bases yet, but I mean, it's a good thing to look for.
Yeah. Just gives you a little bit more intel. There's also something psychological that I think happens when you see more of the map. It's like,
Yeah, sure.
I'm fine.
Well,
the gnats come.
maybe AOT realized he's ahead economically. I have no idea how he would figure that out. And so he's just thinking, all right, well, if I just stay the course, make sure nothing sneaky's happening, I should be looking pretty good. Now, sneaky is happening. There's 4 naps along the way. That's not enough to really do devastating damage, but definitely you can pick up a few workers and bring yourself back into it a little bit. There's no defenses right now. Is he going to turn that into a Sprafe, do you think?
That could be a really good spawn for it, too. I mean, it's also going to spread the Kager a little bit.
Yeah.
I don't see why it would be a Larvosk. He doesn't have the gas for it either. So, I think he saw the sprays on near impact from Kenoli, and he's like, okay, maybe that's something that I can do. And indeed it will be.
All right, but there'll be time to kill a couple draw lefts here for sure. And in fact, I think he wants to draw him away from the ramp and then run up. I think that's the whole plan here, actually, because his ground number is so much bigger. It's very few naps. Look at all the naps from AOT, but he's like, no, I don't need to leave the ramp. So Kenoli's not going to be able to get up here. AOT with a steady hand is just going to completely deflect this.
All right, he did lose a couple of workers, but remember, he's been up workers this whole game, basically. So should be fine there. Has to contend with the counterattack. And it looks like none of Kenoli's, none of his nats actually stayed alive. He only has one, no sprays. He's got nothing. The Kagrins only now just went down.
Just started them. Oh, he's morphing more draw left, not quads. That's not enough quads. They're easily going to get picked off. I think AOT is going to kill everything.
Yeah, I don't see how he could possibly not kill everything at this point. Ignoring the a couple lone quads, he's going to go straight after those Larvosks. And sure, the Sprates will come online a little bit later, but it might not matter at this point. The damage has certainly been done. The Qua's coming all the way back home, but Kenoli, you got to stop mining now, my man. And you're even going to lose that last Sprate before it finishes. The last Larvosk also going down as the Quas try to come on back. This is just when Kenoli gets his economy back online in terms of it being, comparable to his opponent, and that's just it. I mean, he has enough gas to remove it. Yeah.
And then burrow. That was a nice little move. I mean, the 100% damage that was done, he did a 1% nice move. So let's focus on that.
Okay, gotcha.
But yeah, he's pretty screwed. He didn't lose that many workers, so the economy's still there at least. But look at the production. AOT with 5 production structures. Getting that Hydra dead. Oh my god, the Quas numbers are mounting again. Oh, he's going to run in right here and kill another Larvos. Oh,
that's
my
it.
God.
No cancel on that either, so no gas refund.
Brutal. And, once the Quas count hits 100, is that the trigger? Is that what's going to make him attack?
I know, yeah. He's got so many of them over here.
Well, the Nephricore is sharking around looking for something. No additional spray was made here. What is he going to make from the Hydra? Do you just make Hydras? Are Zero Cores ever good here? Probably not against that many Quas. Or is Zero Cores good against Naths? That's the question.
They're pretty good versus Naths. I do think that in smaller numbers they can deal with Quas as well. But you're not really... You're thinking about them as either an early game unit or a stopgap, chaff in the mid game. And we're not really going to get to the mid game this time around. It's going to be 10 Hydras for AOT. Actually, you can make that 11. Yeah, this is just a straight up stream of purple moving across the map right now. I know. It's a smiley. It's a smiley face, dude.
I took a
screenshot. You got the nose, the 2 eyes. You got.
All right, well, he does sort of have a concave here, but he needs to strike before the 100 Quas get into his base. I don't think he realizes.
He has no idea it's happening. He's like, just a few Quas, just a few.
Yeah, this way I can crush this. I've got this. I'm going to come back in this game. Little does he know. In fact, he does get baited to one side. Oh, no, now AOT's going to get the surface area. The Naps do get dispatched. But oh my god, there's so many Quas.
There is way too many Quas, and there's only 4 Hydras out here. There's one... No, that's a Larvosk. That's not even a Circuit. That is not going to help you out. GG is in. Kenoli will be taken to a Game 5 if he wants to make it through and complete yet another upset in his career so far. AOT taking us the distance. We will see Decapitation.
Dude, he looked so good in Game 2 and pretty good in Game 3, but man... Turtle kind of just handled him there. Like, he so easily defended his like pretty cunning attack, I would have said.
Yeah, that worked out. That worked out for our favorite here, our USA, North American Zerg, who's been
the All-American.
The All-American special from Art of Turtle. I mean, Kenoli's also from USA, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, so. Yeah, but is he All-American? AOT obviously is just a little bit more American. Had a few more cheeseburgers this morning.
There it is. I actually have those waiting for me downstairs after this game. So.
Oh, nice.
Finish it up in style and fast, boys, because I got to eat. No, I will say there's been a lot of action in these ZVZs. I'm still hoping we actually get to see like a long game. And wouldn't it be good if that long game was on this map? I mean, it could still happen. Don't check the video length if you're watching on YouTube. Just let it happen. just whatever it is. If it's a 6 pool and we end in 5 minutes, whatever it is. But
if you happen to be one of the players who qualified, don't look at the results.
That's right. That's
The
right.
way
Yeah.
it will be revealed.
Yeah, no kidding. Just let us bring you in on the action. We've got Kenoli in the top left, the Pumpkin Zerg, again looking for a magical upset, and we've got Art of Turtle in the top right, once again rocking that fancy purple color. This one looks like Japanese Violet. Hell yeah!
Hey, we made it to Shakuris. Sorry, not Shakuris. Decapitation.
Yeah, there it is. Shakuris Temple being ported in. It's pretty fancy, I think, what I did with the middle of the map. We'll see that in more in a more immediate way when we actually get some active vision on it. It's hard to tell the difference now, but let's just say this temple runs red. You know what I mean?
Oh, I have no idea what you're talking about now. I thought you were talking about the neutral building, so now I'm interesting.
AOT is going to go for a hatch
Ooh,
first. Finally
okay.
changing things up.
Okay. Now, the problem I can see with this is your production's going to come up a lot later than a Larvosk. So, in like 3 minutes' time, how is he going to deal with like the superior unit count Kenoli's going to have?
Yeah,
I mean,
I
you
wonder.
can get a Circuit up, but will it be up in time?
He's going
man.
across scout here, Kenoli. He might actually
This is
get
so
a...
greedy.
I don't know.
He's
I
not
feel
even
like
getting the pool. He's going to get a Larvosk! Oh my god, he's going extreme greed here. Or he's going to get Hydra. No way. There's no way he's getting a Hydra.
he could do Hydra.
Ah, really? No, I
Jack
think
did
he's getting a
Hydra.
Larvos. No, he's doing his normal build just with a hatch before it. That's all he's doing. He doesn't actually know how to do anything else. He just added a Hatchrosk into the mix.
Sure, yeah. Just delays it a little bit. Well, the hatch is nearly done when Kenoli's worker scout gets to the top right. Did not end up doing a cross scout. He
Well,
sees
can't
that.
he just send Zephs now? Sorry, am I missing something? Does Kenoli just win? Like, what if he just morphs some Zephs and then, Surely these circles would not be done in time. Surely.
He's got to look at the blood-soaked terrain over here, because all the blood.
Oh,
from
that is
attacking
cool.
official temples.
Very cool, very cool. That's from the 7,000 quads who have died here before, right?
Yes, yeah, exactly. Now, double Kagrin in the natural, so he's just going to straight up hold it with
Like,
circuit.
what if he just runs past it?
No, he's making quads, so he won't have the opportunity.
Critical error. If he made Zeph, I think he could at least run like 6 of them into the main and probably play to a win from there, I would have thought. But okay. In fact, I have to say, this is the worst possible thing to made. At least if you made Trollef, you could try and keep up an economy. But these can neither attack, and you're behind now. Although that said, of course, he still has the Trollef count because AOT had to make these circus.
Yeah, that does put it into perspective a little bit. That being said, if you get enough quads, you can actually just walk past the circuit, right?
I suppose quads can walk past too, and they're much better against workers than Zephs are. Yeah, that could still be a thing, but the pool is fast impending for AOT. That said, AOT has no money. He can't make anything.
I know, he's still mining gas, so at some point he's going to look to throw down another Larvosk, and that's fine.
Kenoli's going to try it. As long as he doesn't try and fight these circuits, it looks pretty good, I think.
Well, he's making Zeths behind this, so he could also, charge in and start nuking those down as well. A little bit of gas mining.
I'm going to look real
and the
silly if,
natural
of course, we're the right decision.
That's okay. I did say earlier that, why is he attacking the hatch? And then he killed it, so we all have our moments. And yours is still potentially right. Yeah.
I stand by what I said. Even if he did want to do this later, it would still make sense to run Zephs in earlier. Okay, he's going to go for it. You know what? Maybe he can just kill that. Maybe the game does just end here. Huh.
Let's see. He's staggering forward. No, he's going to go ahead and do exactly what I was saying, which is just to walk by. I like the attempt at walling. Now? Yeah, he's making 4 pairs of claws. Okay, the Larvos is getting focused down. The Zet's also getting tickled down, but there comes more. A worker drill here for AOT. He's going to see what I'm doing. Why is he going after the pool?
He really needs to just A-move there.
Oh my god. I mean, he will get it, but like the economy's still going to be good. He has no more units coming out. No, apparently he's not going to get it. Instead, going after the workers now, bringing it down to a more even game. He did kill the Larvosk, remember. That was a lot. That could have been a lot better for Kenoli than it ended up being. Vornath already starting, though. I'd say he still has the advantage.
It's a big whiff, though. If he just A-moved, killed, like, even 4 more workers, this game would be over. I mean, I guess it still looks pretty good for Kenoli, but with 2 bases already up, and especially these circuits are a big deal. It gives AOT a lot of freedom. Now, Naps can always come in and do damage. We have seen it happen, like, every friggin' game.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm just depressed that Kenoli didn't take the W there because it was his for the taking. Looks like he's going to try a repeat of the same move, but I think this is a mistake. I think it will easily be deflected with these cores on the ramp, and that is really what's going to give AOT the advantage here. Kenoli still has the advantage right now, but throwing all his units away is going to be a critical error if he does do it.
Yeah, let's see what he does with those quads. Because again, if he ends up going with quads Nath, he's also making some Zets here. I think he can nuke down the circuits. Like, that's also a possibility.
Oh yeah, with mass Nath, yeah, totally. Actually, that's a good point. As long as he gets rid of the circuits quickly, he will have the army count.
Yeah. Well, 6 pairs of quads are about to hatch for AOT, so that might not be as true the longer the game goes on. And then you start to ask yourself, you start to wonder, what if I expanded? What if I did something differently? Can't be doubting yourself at this point.
Well, the Navs will be a good distraction if you can draw the quads away from critical positions, in fact is already sort of preemptively happening. So, again, if he just dives on the circus, if he gets the circus down immediately, then I think he can take the fight. He can go and kill workers too. I mean, there's a lot of options here. Kenoli can still do damage.
Oh, he's going after Quaz initially. Yeah, that's okay. Now he's going to come in with the Zets and the Quaz. Does he focus down on the circuit? Okay, now he's made the decision to do so. One of the circuits will fall. Remember, the Quaz advantage still in favor of Kenoli right now. More of them coming on in. Those were the anti-naths in the main for AOT. He's only now going to spring them in. But remember, that one circuit's still doing so much damage.
Yeah, will reset the army. Again. I mean, he has so much minerals. He really could and should have expanded by now. Look at the bank. Also, the gas for AOT, I got to say. Both players find it very hard to macro in this tense situation. And Kenoli, I feel like, just really not sure how to respond, unfortunately.
Yeah, it feels like he doesn't have nearly enough production. He made a lot of extra workers, which is fine, but with this amount of minerals, you throw down 2 macro hatch and an expo, or maybe 2 expo, something like that. His one scouting nath is going to pop in here and see that his opponent still does have a 4-nath pond.
Get the Zorkis and the Zoryus in there. They're pretty good against Quaz.
Sure, yeah, that would work. And they're pretty good against, you think about the if they're up against a circuit as well, they take forever to be nuked down, so.
True, and then they can just bait them and build up some Rillarocos, actually.
Yeah, so I did say earlier, I think it was in game 1 or game 2, that, Kenoli doesn't strike me as the most mechanically gifted player, but I do think that these are some simple things he can do to his play just to focus in on, okay, I can improve. I can, again, we'll see how this game plays out. I'm not going to call it just yet, but there's so many naths. There's so many naths.
From both players.
Yeah.
Get him. No. Ah, he doesn't get away.
He did not
get away. I will say the mainly tactical error when he first came into the base, but then, the lack of macro really hurting him here. You can easily see he would have been ahead or at least keeping up if he had just been spending his minerals properly. But now AOT is just edging ahead here. Like, really, it's quite even, but he is ahead because he has the second base, and already having built the state defense is huge. Although a Sprafe is very nice for Kenoli. I do like that.
Yeah, but I also would point out that right now, the way that we're seeing this work out in AOT's favor is predominantly because he's been harvesting gas for so long. He's going to go in and try to dive on it. He does kill the first circuit, but he just doesn't really have anything else. Yeah.
He really likes killing that pool, dude.
Oh, man, yeah, he almost went after that, but now he's going to pick off the limited Quaz over here. Didn't actually kill that many workers, and his nats will be eviscerated. Remember, there's 18 of them for AOT.
He can still snipe a draw lift here? No, he's not going to do it.
No. He's not even going to snipe that Kagran either, which is another bit of a whiff there. Now, this hatch was spotted by a now dead AOT Quaz. We got so many more Larvosks being made here. Looks like it's going to be... Do you want to
stack them up that much? What if some kind of splash damage comes in here? Like, what if the Gorgorkors show up?
I know, yeah. Could you imagine?
He must be glad he made that Sprafe right now.
It still wouldn't be enough. I honestly, I feel like AOT could definitely just walk in here and kill it, but he wants to go after the hatch instead. Sees the workers in transfer. He knows that he can just go ahead and pick this.
Get out of there. Okay, we can defend his main with these sprays, I think, no doubt. I think he's alive. Although more Quaz are coming. Does he have enough Quaz on the ground? I think he just about does. He's making a bunch more. So I think he's still here. He's still in the game.
Yeah, now the shoe is on the other foot. Can AOT pop it necessarily? Picks off that one Kagran at the edge.
Yeah, you got to be so careful as AOT here. You can take a lot of damage if you're not careful.
Yeah, he keeps getting pulled in by that Sprafe, just dragging aggro.
And the Sprafe will tank some from the Quazzlers too.
That's right,
if you're not careful. Oh, really good engagement for Kenoli. He's going to crush through here.
Absolutely, yeah. No more units coming on in. We got a couple of units that I think they were just kind of idling, or they hatched from the one larva down there in the natural. They actually body blocked so many Quaz on the way out.
Yeah, he annihilated a lot of enemy units there, but AOT still has kind of built up the same army again. He's just like, all right, round 2 then.
I love the one Nath chasing.
Yeah, is he going to get it? Oh.
Yeah.
That's one of them. More.
He's already killed
kills.
2. Yeah, that
He has
guy's been
6 kills.
around the block.
No, he's so dead though. Oh my god, 7 kills, and he's still alive.
What a legend.
Okay,
Well,
the
there's 30
counter
more
from
coming
AT.
in. There's only 3 sprites, no quads over
30?
here.
Oh my
30
god. Yeah, that's too
Nathricors are
many.
going to fly on in. That's going to be way too much. You can see how fast they go through it. And now a bunch of quads start, but it's going to be 15 seconds before they can do it. Can AOT hold on back at home? Remember that if you eliminate all the production structures, you have eliminated your opponent, and there's just too many quads to hold here. I feel like AOT might be able to do it now, going after every single Larvosk. Not after the workers, it must be said.
Well, that's probably the tactical move here, because like say you can eliminate him, although that's probably enough quads. Still though, that's so much gas that's lost. He's not even mining gas right now. Oh look, enemy Africans.
Yeah,
Oh my God.
NAF fight. People say that it's hard to call ZVZ in StarCraft 1 because of the mutas, but good luck.
Yeah,
Get your experts on this one right now.
Even if it's on ground, if it's like 200 quads versus 200 quads, how can you possibly predict?
Oh, that's easy. You just do some quick triangulation, and you consider the angle. And
yeah, you get out the trigonometric constants, and it's simple.
Yeah.
All right, AOT has enough gas for tier 2.
Well, look at that. He might actually make it. Well, he's instead going for the ski back. Now, remember, this is a tight spot for all of his Nathricors to be. He's got 22 of them still alive.
Well, if Kenoli
Right,
was
3
the
more.
one with 22 Nathricors, Skifricors are probably pretty good against them. But as it stands, I mean, I don't really think you want Bactalists or Skifricors here. Bactalists going to have too hard a time getting up into this base, and Skifricors obviously is going to get shot down. Why do people hate Zoryus so much, man? That's my question. They're a good unit.
The one Nath is going to come in here and scout. He sees a not fully saturated natural. He's going to scout the Hydra then there, turning into a ski-backed. Well, he might not have actually seen that in time.
Well, yeah, you can't tell, can you, if it's going to be a ski-backed or not until it's finished. Like, just by selecting it.
Well, you can
wait, yeah.
Yeah, you can select the wireframe is different, so.
Oh, I see. All right, well, the hordes of AOT are ready. Looks like Kenoli's going to try and take an expansion with pure quads, by the way.
Oh yeah, that'll work versus those Naths. Remember that the Quaz and Hydra army mixed together. I think it's just a matter of formalities at this point. We're about ready to welcome Art of Turtle to his second Acropolis. Yeah. But Kenoli's he's really been trying. He's really been trying, and he gets a Nath, but loses a lot of Quaz in the process.
I would give Kenoli kudos for holding on in a difficult situation, but it was also a difficult situation of his own making, So
yes, yeah.
I can't praise him too heavily here, but he definitely fought his best. But the AOT is just getting ready. The backlist are morphing. I think that'll be the signal. I mean, okay, this is a lot of Quazlists, though. Is there a number of Quazlists you can make that will hold this?
I think Kenoli has to make maybe twice as many.
Skiffs got made.
There you go. Finally, a different unit.
Yeah.
Some backlisks being made as well. I mean, AOT has his pick of the litter, He's got so much of an economic advantage. Still never really saturated that natural, but did he really need it?
Well, I mean, Quad's performing well so far. But whose Quads am I talking about? Backlist's going to get in here as well, starting to do the damage.
It looks like this is the final stand, and it's a very inglorious one for Kenoli. He has lost so many Quaz back against the corner. Yeah. Oh, he comes on in. He's going to go ahead and dive forward with some more Quaz, but the Bactalisks are out, and it's just too much for Kenoli. Art of Turtle qualifies to the Battlement stage.
GG.
All right.
God, look at the units lost. Why did so many have to die?
That's right. I did tell you this temple runs red. Yeah, I'll take a look at that tab. Thank you very much. Ooh, okay. So 260 produced for about both players. It's really funny. They both produce the same number of units almost, but quality of units was very different there. Wow, that match really could have gone either way. I don't think AOT had the right idea for the hatch first, but Kenoli maybe the right idea and then the wrong target coming into it.
It really looked like on paper he could have just run units in and won the game, right? That's what I thought.
Maybe if he makes one Circuit in each base, but then still the pool is so late. Maybe if you go hatch into pool into Larvosk, that's a little bit of a different story. Because then your pool comes up fast enough to respond. You don't need the circuits. But I don't know. It's such a tight one. That's something for the ZVZ experts. The Night Fox can sound off on that in the comments. But
I think if you make one Circuit in each base, the enemy is just going to kill the one at the natural. Because it's a
probably.
Yeah, it's tough.
It is tough, yeah. Maybe there's a map that it works in. Yeah.
It stunned him,
Yeah, he was absolutely perplexed. He had no idea what to do. But that being said, Kenoli still has a chance. He will be going up against, again, the loser of our next qualification series that will be what is that? Jackie Langsky versus Smarty Cakes. Again, a Zerg versus Protoss match. So, hey, if Smarty Cakes comes back to true form, that could be Kenoli. Kenoli could do some more ZVZ. Otherwise, he's going to have to redouble his efforts against Smarty Cakes, who he famously knocked out to the lower bracket in Gauntlet Stage A. So, just saying, there's some possibilities there. Smarty has been grinding and feeling a bit better versus Protoss, versus Zerg. So we'll see if he even needs to be worried about that, because he's still got to smash Jack, or at least attempt to. We'll see how that goes. Demilune, thank you for joining me for yet another series, man. I appreciate it.
No problem. Pretty hype game.
That's right. All right, that's going to do it for us, folks. We'll be back tomorrow for another set.